self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are Conversation Con Artists. What's going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red.
And we are Conversation Con Artists, back for another wonderful episode of Conversation Con Artists. What am I supposed to say now?
I think you're supposed to let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Mister_on_point.
And I can be found at Red_Calamity. Also, we're still doing the listener letter portion of the show. So if you have a question you would like for us to answer on the show, you can send it into our Gmail account, which is conversationconartist@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Conversation Con Artists. I am an idiot, and the reason why I'm an idiot is because I have agreed to just have a discussion this week. And the discussion is going to be on Pornhub. And I can imagine that this is going to be one of the most horrible conversations I've ever had in life.
No, this is going to be informative. I don't want Red to be misleading y'all because she made it sound like I've been asking for months or some shit. We gonna talk about Pornhub, ain't we? When we gonna talk about Pornhub? No, this shit came out of left field.
No, he mentioned it. Like, I think you just saw it in your feed, or you saw it somewhere and mentioned it, and I was like, we can talk about it. That's exactly how it happened. But like immediately after saying that, I was like, this is gonna probably be uncomfortable.
Listen, I know this is going to be uncomfortable for some of y'all. Everybody don't watch porn. Some people loathe it and find it disgusting. And a lot of people watch it. You know, some people watch it for, purposes of sexual pleasure. Some people that's just their default. They just watch it. They don't even know why. They just watch porn.
How do you just default to porn? How is that your default? What in your life occurs that porn becomes the default? Like, I'm just sitting around. I ain't got shit to do. We go to Pornhub.
Well, I have a friend that has a mate.
Okay.
That had very low self-esteem because of his size when he was in college. Didn't even get a girlfriend until he got like in or out of college.
Okay.
And so he watched porn all the time.
Okay.
So now he's fit, he's cool, he's good as far as, his level of attractiveness, but self-esteem don't catch up.
Yeah.
So when he have low self-esteem moments, he defaults to porn. So like, it don't seem to be something that he wants to do, but he do it anyway.
Okay. Well,
and it triggers her self-esteem because, why are you looking at that?
I can imagine.
When I'm here.
That I could, anyhow.
Anyway, I came across, Pornhub do a 2017 year in review. They do a year in review every year, and I was just trying to see what in the world our state of Alabama was searching for, and I came across a bunch of different numbers, and I was like, hey, look what our state searches. And so she said, hey, let's talk about that. And I was like, oh shit, that is rare, and
that is why
I should jump on this opportunity. So
that's why I said I'm an idiot. It popped out, and as soon as I said it, I was like, shit, I don't want to talk about this, so but I'm gonna do it because it said I was gonna do it. And I think they would probably enjoy listening to me try to fucking maneuver around this conversation. So,
well, you know what? I'm having this conversation at the cost of exposing how much I actually watch porn. So I'm not going to give you any figures and numbers and stuff, but from the amount of knowledge that I have, you can deduce either how much I watch porn or how intense a period of watching porn in my life was to give me this knowledge. I'll let you figure that out.
Okay.
Anyway. 2017 year review. Now, mind you, we live in one nation under God.
Where's this going?
I'm just saying, we live in a relatively conservative nation that tries to subdue all of these notions of, throughout history, we've subdued sexuality.
We're as free as we've ever been currently. But and where we live especially.
Yeah, in the Bible Belt. Like, ideologically, porn ain't supposed to happen.
But that's why so let me explain why I was like, let's talk about that. It's for that reason exactly. Because I cannot stand, and I live in the Bible Belt, and, we've mentioned religion on and off, but like the hypocrisy fucks with me. It does. You cannot out of your mouth say this shit, and then when Pornhub release their results and shit, y'all out here searching for this bullshit. Like, So it's not lining up with what you say that this Bible Belt region is about. So that was the main reason, because like he was reading out some of the shit, and I was like, all this racism and that's what the fuck y'all white people are searching like for my black ass. Like what the fuck? So that was why I was like, I want to talk about it, because it's just so funny to me, the shit people say out in public and the shit they do in the privacy of their own home, and how those two things don't vibe sometimes. So yeah.
There were 28.5 billion annual visits to Pornhub.
That is
2017.
Annual visits? Like in 1 year, that billions of visits. That's a lot of visits to Pornhub.
That's a lot of visits, but it's a lot of people in America too. That seems low to me.
Wait, that's just for America? That's not the world?
Hold on, wait a minute.
What the fuck?
No, I think this is the world.
Okay. I was going to say, God damn, are people doing anything but watching porn?
81 million daily average visits. 25 billion searches performed. 50,000 searches per minute, 800 searches per second. 4,052,543 videos uploaded.
Wait. Okay, so is Pornhub like YouTube? Do people like
YouTube for porn?
Wait, so people record their own porn and
It's all of the above. Some like those websites like Bang Bros, they upload their stuff to there, and you can buy a premium subscription.
What is Bang Bros?
Oh Lord Jesus, I did not consider how limited your porn knowledge might be.
Because I don't know what that means, so I don't.
Everybody knows. Okay, not everybody knows what Bang
does not know
Bros
what
is.
Bang Bros is.
Bang Bros is just this group of dudes that have these different kind of.
Are they white guys?
They white guys,
Okay,
but
bros.
they have the Bang Bus. They basically ride down the street in a bus, go pick up a girl, pick up a dude. They have sex in the bus and they record it. Now it's clear that all this is scripted. It's
I
clear
would
that
hope so.
It's clear that that person is a porn star, or either somebody that they said, "Hey, this is how we gonna do it," and yada yada. And at the end of it, they go somewhere obscure and then kick the woman out the bus while she naked. And then they take the money that they was gonna give her and they take off. Now I'm pretty sure they just go down the street enough for the video to stop, let her run back and get in the bus, and then move on from there. But
that sounds horrible.
so the whole point of me saying that is that there is a whole genre of like website studios,
Okay.
that upload their stuff to Pornhub. You can get a premium subscription on there. Then you
Okay.
have regular users that upload professional porn star stuff that sometimes get removed because of copyright issues.
'Cause it's like
and then you do
easy.
have a ton of people that upload homegrown porn.
So
They
is
own
it-
stuff.
Is it like YouTube in that you can monetize your video? Like, do they make money? Because what other reason, I guess, would you have for one to upload your like homegrown porn onto a website for millions?
Well,
to
some people
peruse?
just do that. I mean, I think it's a component of like, it's a new age version of voyeurism. It's like
Okay.
you being on the camera and people seeing that, you go and check your views. It make you feel a certain type of way. I think that's a new age voyeurism. So
Okay.
some people just upload their stuff without any return. But a lot of people and a lot of women, like phone sex operators and
Is that,
chat.
do they still do that? Is that still?
Yeah, it's still a thing. And chat room operators, not chat room operators, but like webcam shows.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, as to where you used to have to call the cam show company and say, "I want to be on the cam show," blah, you could do that yourself now. So so Pornhub offers streams for women who are uploading stuff, who people like their stuff, and they allow you to purchase it. Purchase that stream or purchase a subscription that give you access to those streams. But a lot of people who upload their stuff, men and women, they are marketing to people that will come to their websites or
okay.
come to buy their premium Snapchat or buy their premium Instagram and have access to like them having sex with their mates and people, or just doing like solo shows and stuff. So a lot of people upload stuff to market. People come like
to bring in traffic to whatever they're.
yeah, they might put a
website
50-second clip up of a 19-minute video and be like, if you want to see the whole video, come to this website. So it's marketing for people who are trying to make a living off of their sexuality. Which, you know, to each his own.
Yeah. Okay.
Hours of porn uploaded, 68 years, 24,811 days, 595,482 hours.
68 years? What the fuck? That's just, it's just crazy. I wonder, like, so now what I want to know is how that compares to like YouTube views, like YouTube's 2017 year in review. I wonder,
Minuscule.
that's minuscule in comparison to YouTube?
I'm pretty certain, yeah.
Okay.
Because YouTube, I mean, YouTube ain't frowned upon in society. I mean, people, I mean, people watch YouTube throughout the day.
Okay.
They don't start watching
the beauty of
Pornhub
is
until
that
after 11. You know, but impressive considering that the nighttime hours is when Pornhub likely accumulates this data.
But night, well, I guess not in the U.S. I was gonna say night is different times in the world.
I guess you're right. So it could relatively be at any point in the time.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting this ain't America. The amount of data transferred is 3,732 petabytes. I don't even know how big that is.
Humongous.
Is that right after a terabyte, or is that way past the terabyte?
You know, I don't know.
I don't know. That's enough data to fill the memory of every iPhone currently in use around the world.
God damn, that is amazing.
There were 120 million upvotes of videos in 2017.
Okay.
The searches that define 2017.
See, this is where it's going to get
on
uncomfortable.
Pornhub.
The numbers I didn't care about,
The
but
first
this
one
is
is porn for women. So people go to Pornhub and put porn for women.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like, is it?
If you were to go to Pornhub tomorrow, what would you go to see? Just a regular sex scene, a solo scene?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
No, don't ask me.
I want you to think about this.
No, I don't want to think about it. I want to know what porn for women is. Is it? So what I would imagine that would be, because I've said this before, like men are a lot more visual, I feel like, than women are, and I mean, maybe it's like stories, not stories, but like maybe the porn has a story.
You think it's like fucking General Hospital, except they fucking in the middle of it?
Maybe.
No.
I don't know. You don't even know what porn for women means.
I think porn for women is a flawed search. I feel like it's probably from a country that's oppressive or something, and they just keep searching that same shit over and over and over again.
What's the next one?
Trying to figure out what porn for women is. Rick and Morty.
No.
On Pornhub, people are searching Rick and Morty.
No. What?
Ain't no telling how many weird, because they make a lot of cartoon porn out there.
There's like Rick and Morty porn?
I'm sure there is. I mean, there's Overwatch porn, which is a game for Xbox. Like, they make porn out of everything that exists.
But
Rick and Morty set that up anyway, man. They got like an episode with a sex chamber in it.
They do, but so, okay. I don't want to get too deeply into this because I feel like it's going to be horrible. My immediate issue with that is I'm hoping, because all of them are related. They're all family members. So like, I'm hoping it's them with like other characters and not like, well, I guess, the wife and the husband that would make sense, but like nobody else in the family.
Listen, there is a market for everything sexually related, and Rick and Morty also set that up.
Yeah.
Summer in that episode was ready to have an intergenerational threesome with her brother and her granddaddy. So I mean, it ain't like Rick and Morty ain't made people think about how we can make this happen. Apparently they did. But I'm sure there is a market for cartoon incest porn. There is a market for everything that exists.
Okay.
My cousin's girlfriend used to draw hentai, cartoons.
Yeah.
And she said it's very lucrative. People pay money if you can really draw their characters in these ways. But she stopped when she had a kid, so. Which you should probably do.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Number 3, fidget spinner.
Okay, just keep on going.
Number 4, 1080p. Looking for that high def. 5, ASMR.
What is that?
I don't know what ASMR stands for.
I don't know what it stands for, but on YouTube, ASMR videos are videos where people make noise, like they'll eat something next to a microphone, and people like to listen to that shit.
It's the same thing, except they do it almost naked. I saw a video of this woman. She was just sitting there in like a skimpy outfit, just ripping up paper. Just ripping up paper bit by bit. Like, what are you doing?
That's all I don't know what it stands for, and I don't get it. I try, like, they have, I don't understand ASMR videos, and I don't understand mukbang. I don't want to sit around and watch mukbang.
I don't know what that is.
Mukbang videos are videos of people. They'll go get like they'll go to what is it that you like at Olive Garden, the unlimited? You can't take it home though.
Super salad?
No.
Endless pasta bowl?
Endless pasta bowl. They'll go somewhere and get like a shit ton of food and just eat it on camera. And people like get hundreds of thousands of views because people enjoy watching folks eat. I've seen some people say they're on a diet and can't eat, so they get their fatness out, I guess, by like watching somebody else eat the shit they can't eat currently. But there's like a whole avenue of mukbang videos on YouTube where you just watch people eat, which I don't get. And I don't get the ASMR video because it's just listening to bullshit like paper tearing or crunching pickles or whatever the fuck, like doing this. Like it's just like listening to sounds.
I wonder if that has something to do with sensory deprivation.
I don't know. It's a lot of people watch these videos on YouTube. I don't know. I guess it Pornhub as well.
Well, you know, like schools, a lot of schools in Shelby County at least, but a lot of schools I know have sensory rooms where you have children that have some kind of issues. Like take a child at childbirth that was poked and prodded a lot. Stuff like tags on their clothes and little stuff irritate them to no end. So a lot of their behavior looks like ADHD if you don't know exactly what it is and they can't communicate it. So or you take a child who, that same child that was poked and prodded was also under a lot of lights. So as their eyes were developing, they became hypersensitive to light. So the sensory rooms are dimmed. They have like dimmer switches where you can turn them down, and they cater it to each different child once you find out they have deprivation. I wonder if something about those sounds, maybe people who are, you know, audibly hypersensitive, if those sounds are something that just appeals to them in that way.
I guess.
I don't know. It's
that and
probably not worth looking into on the porn side, but probably worth looking
like
into on the regular side.
I don't get it. I've watched some of the mukbangs, and I mean they're literally just sitting there eating. They're not eating in any kind of like weird way. They are literally just sitting there eating a shit ton of Kentucky Fried Chicken, or they're literally just eating like a huge breakfast from IHOP, and people just tune in to watch them eat. And it's not like large people. It's people in just large, small, black, white, just people eating. So that's what ASMR, I don't know what it stands for, but that's what that is. Wait, what was the beginning? It was something / ASMR or something before ASMR. No, it was just ASMR. What did you say before ASMR?
1080p.
Oh, I don't know why I thought there was something else with ASMR.
Hentai, number 6.
I know what that is now. I didn't.
It is Asian cartoon porn.
Because I wanted to know the difference between Asian and hentai, but I guess Asian is actual Asian people, and hentai is cartoon versions. Okay.
And cheerleader.
Just for a second. So there is a large group of the population that is so infatuated or fascinated or aroused by cheerleaders.
I guess so.
So there's a lot of cheerleader porn, like.
Yes. I mean, all it is a regular porn star that put on a cheer uniform.
I know, but I don't understand why that matters. Like, is this like a repressed high school thing? I don't understand why you would give a shit about cheer. I guess.
I mean, when you think about high school, the cheerleaders are the girls that everybody aspires to be with.
Yeah.
And then they never really kind of leave your eye in society, because if you watch any professional sports,
Oh, yeah.
there are cheerleaders and dance teams. Hopefully you're not looking at the high school cheerleaders as a grown person and thinking that.
That's
but
creepy.
I'm pretty sure there is a market for people who do that shit. But, you know, there's a market for every single thing out here. Now, I'm going to go down this list quick. Most search terms of 2017. It's a lot of them, so I'm going to just keep going. Lesbian, hentai, MILF, which is mom that I love to freak. I didn't want to say the F word for some reason.
I was like, you say
Stepmom.
fuck all the time.
I don't know. It's different when you're saying it in a MILF sense.
I guess. Do they have DILFs? Do they have DILF porn?
No.
That's sexist.
Wow. No, I don't think that's. I think that the dynamic plays wrong on that, because a younger boy having sex with an older woman, yay society, cougar, you know, MILF. Older man having sex with a younger
He's
girl,
a predator.
Yeah, so
okay.
I don't think that would exist anyway.
Wait, so MILFs are having sex with, I thought it was just like if she's a mom and she's still pretty, like, so it has to be like a younger person. I thought it was just like moms that were hot.
No, the context of a MILF is that the person that's calling you a MILF, you don't have kids and you're probably young. The person that's saying it, the person that's calling a woman a MILF, they're regarding her as somebody that has these things that are more forbidden than not.
That just makes it more creepy.
Otherwise, it's just a regular relationship. I mean, what if a 20-year-old dude is dating a 20-year-old girl with a child? That ain't a MILF.
She is a MILF.
Not to what
She's
the
a
porn
mom.
definition of MILF is.
Well,
a MILF is somebody who clearly got like kids finna go to college.
That is just made that a lot more icky. Go ahead.
Stepmom. Stepsister.
Whoa. What?
We ain't. This is just number 4. Stepmom, stepsister, mom, then teen, Japanese, massage, anal, ebony, cartoon, Overwatch, Asian, threesome, VR, cream pie, big ass, cheerleader, gangbang, lesbians, scissoring.
Okay, wait. Not lesbians. I'm gonna regret this so bad. What is cream pie?
Cream pie is shooting the club up.
Okay.
But it gets worse.
Okay.
So, ejaculating to a woman.
Okay.
The ejaculate runs out, and that visualization is called a cream pie. Now, after that visualization,
I mean, there's more to it. That's a good enough. It's a good enough. You don't
they
have
may
to,
or may not direct the woman to eat some of it.
Okay. Human beings are disgusting.
It's just some human beings.
Some human beings are disgusting.
Lesbian, scissoring, POV, big tits, Korean, Chinese.
Okay. No more questions.
You ain't gonna ask no more questions, huh? You just...
I didn't have any about the rest of them. They were pretty...
All right. So now let's come to America. The most popular search terms by state. About 90% of the country has searched lesbian. The entire South, the entire West. The Dakotas searched MILF. And I think that's New Hampshire searched MILF. And Maryland searched ebony. The only state in the whole country that searched ebony. It's 25% black people.
Well, I would be a hot commodity in Maryland if I moved
Which are probably
there.
all in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And that's where they searching. Oh, in Hawaii they search Asian, and in Alaska they search hentai.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Most searched porn stars by state.
I'm not gonna know who any of these people are.
Riley Reid is in most states. I don't
White?
know who that is.
Is she white? Okay. Never mind.
I'm certain she's white. I know all the black porn stars. Not personally. Kim Kardashian in about 10 states. Pinky in Mississippi and Louisiana.
I actually know who Pinky is. I thought I wasn't gonna know anyone, but I have her. I think it's because of you niggas. Do I know about Pinky because of y'all?
Probably.
This is what happens when you are like the only chick that hangs in a group of niggas. I think that's why I know Pinky. I don't think I knew about Pinky.
Do you know
before
something
then.
else porn stars do? And that's been showing up more everywhere is they have videos where they just fart.
What?
They just fart.
Why is that appealing?
There is a request for it. I mean, there is a market for everything porn related out here. Then you got Paige and then Asa Akira.
I'm assuming that she's Asian.
She is. Top gaining searches of 2017. Half of the country searched cheerleader, including our state of Alabama, Texas, Nevada. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's Nevada.
We are shit at geography, just in case y'all did not
Yeah,
know.
we bad.
Horrible.
I don't even know what state that is. But they search smoking. I don't know what they.
That just really sounds scary.
North
considering we're
Dakota
talking about
has
porn.
squirting. South Dakota has MILF. Giantess. I don't know what that is.
Giantess?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a big woman, like bigger than the dude.
I don't know. Vermont and New Hampshire got that one down pat.
Giantess.
3 girls and 1 guy. That's Wisconsin.
Every time I hear like a number in girls, I think of 2 girls, 1 cup, and it just makes me yeah.
I don't know what SFM is.
SFM. Something female male. I don't know.
I probably should have been reading.
No, you didn't need to. This is disturbing enough as it is. SFM, I don't know what that could be.
We have some interesting finds for relative terms searched more often when compared to other states. Specifically, I don't know what's going on with my face. In North Dakota and Alaska, where the Do Not Come challenge was more searched than anywhere else in the USA.
Go.
It's a game where you follow 3 simple rules and all the while try not to come. We can guess how this game finishes. Much of hentai's popularity appears to come from the eastern states. Search for MILF are more popular in central states. The hairiest state in the union appears to be Wyoming, where furry, which is exactly as it sounds but worth a Google search, is searched more often than anywhere else in the country.
Is that the people dressed as animals?
I think so.
Isn't that what furrying is?
That's what furring is. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. So, relative terms search more often when compared to other states. In the entire South, which is the most ironic shit to me.
That's what I really wanted to talk about.
Black girl, white guy.
So it's a lot of motherfuckers walking around pretending to be racist and then going home. This is like the fucking slave owners all over again and shit, where you fucking your slaves and your wife getting mad. What the fuck? Like, the hypocrisy is ridiculous. Like, you talk shit about me out here in the streets, but meanwhile, when you're by yourself, you know, you're searching for ebony princess. I don't know.
Well,
that's just fucked up.
North Carolina, ebony anal.
Fuck.
But it's ironic. The whole South,
Yeah.
as deeply seated as its racist roots are, black girl, white guy. And it's like every other state has a different color. The whole South, 6 states connected, has that black girl, white guy.
I wonder how much of that is that. What the fuck was that guy asked me if I did or would be interested in doing? Fuck, what was it called?
Ghetto Gagger.
Ghetto Gagger. I wonder how much of that is like specific to Ghetto Gagger-ing, or if it's just like a white guy fucking a black girl. Like, I wonder if it's like specific to that, or it's just, I don't know. I don't wonder enough to research it, mind you, but and the only reason that I'm curious about it is because that white guy on POF sent me the message asking. I didn't even know what it was until he asked me about doing it in a first message. just not hi, hey, how you doing? Just, would you be interested in ghetto gagging? And
There's a market.
Boy, I Googled it and was horrified and offended. Think I'm gonna let your bitch ass call me all kind of motherfucking names? Or sit the fuck out of here. Like, no.
Average time spent per visit. The highest is 11 minutes and 33 seconds. That's Mississippi. Alabama is right next to that. The average is
That's
10
actually
minutes
not
and
that
33
long.
seconds.
I would have thought people would have been watching for hours, but longer than like 10 minutes. That's surprising.
It don't take long. It don't take long. But there's a market for every damn thing in porn. I watch porn so, that I can research.
You are full of shit.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? You watch porn so you can research?
Look, we had a whole conversation about paraphilias.
We did.
And
you learned about those paraphilias without porn.
But that paraphilia list is missing a lot of shit. That, where they're going to get it from? They're going to get it from Pornhub because they're learning all of this new shit that's going on.
So you're so interested in paraphilias and undiscovered and unnamed paraphilias that you go to Pornhub to do research?
Listen, I just like staying up to date with shit. I go to Urban Dictionary and read what the common terminology is. I get on YouTube and see what the current dances are.
I do too.
I go into pop culture and see what the new TV shows and movies are coming out.
I do too.
I look up to see what's going on with actors.
I do too.
In my profession, I look up new different techniques and new terms and shit.
I do all of those things.
I don't exclude any realm of where I can gain new perspective to research and add to my knowledge base. Why would I exclude pornography? Why would I?
Okay.
Why would I? Is there a reason why I should?
I'm sure that the one of the main reasons that you peruse Pornhub is for research purposes.
It is one of the main reasons.
I think you're full of shit, but whatever. Whatever.
What other reason would I be?
What? The very obvious one.
What is that?
The obvious one.
What? I don't know what that
You
means.
do. You're not this dense. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I think this was a very good discussion.
You learned a lot.
The things that I never needed to know, really. My life is no better.
The next man that
nobody's ever asked me about cream
nobody
pie.
asked you about ghetto gagging before the dude on Pornhub sent you that message on POF.
Touche.
So ain't no telling what the next man will send you a message about. He gonna be like, how your feet look.
I had somebody in Walmart, like during the summertime, mentioned something like really creepily about my feet. Man, like I've said this before. I don't get you people. Like, y'all are fucking weird.
Most of us are normal.
Some of y'all are weird as fuck though. Some of y'all just like, what? What am I supposed to say to that? Like, what response was it that you were hoping to get? You're saying stupid shit. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. Anyhow, I will please send us a question so that I don't have to have another Pornhub conversation.
We got it all out now.
Yeah, we did. Well, but I'm sure that there's lots of other conversations that we can have.
Plenty.
Yes. So send us questions.
10 conversations off the top of my head that will make you immediately uncomfortable.
So, to avoid that, send us your questions to our Gmail account, which is conversationcardartist@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook. I would suggest sending it in a message. If you want to put it on the wall, you can, but on the wall, everybody gonna know you sent it.
And you can send whatever you want, even if it's something that may potentially make Red uncomfortable.
What the
you can send that too.
Why would you? That was unspoken. That was understood. What is it? What is the stupid thing that hood ass people say? What's understood don't need to be spoken. You didn't need to say that. It was unnecessary to make that statement.
I just wanted to drive it home.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Or you could not send in questions that would make Red uncomfortable. That's also an option. Just putting that out there.
I mean, you can send something that makes use of our therapeutic expertise if you like. We outside of all the bullshit that we talk in this situation.
Probably doesn't sound like it, but we are.
Yeah, especially after that whole conversation, like, oh, you serious? But we are professionals. We do know our craft. So, send us some scenarios or situations or whatever. I don't care. Or you can send something that might make me really uncomfortable. Go ahead.
You could. You just had to make sure you... Anyhow.
Don't want to let them forget.
They weren't going to forget. The same way that they didn't forget to call me fucking Red Velvet for the longest time. Because you niggas. Anyhow. Before I get into my first story, I have a story about something that happened at work. Let me just say this. It's just really funny to me that we had this whole like fat shaming movement where people were like, "Oh, that, you know, don't fat shame. That's mean," and blah blah blah. But if you're like in the middle, people feel very comfortable. I had a coworker that like left and moved to Texas, and she like randomly showed up yesterday. Yeah, yesterday at work. So she hadn't seen me, and I put on like probably about 40 pounds. I'm still like, it's all balanced out nicely, but I have put on 40 pounds. But it's just the ease with which people say shit to me about my weight gain. And it's always weird because like they'll say something and I'm just like, like, I don't know where to go after this. And I have a coworker that I'm almost positive, okay, is a lesbian. I am. If I had to, if somebody had a gun to my head and they asked me, is she a lesbian or isn't she, my money would be on her being a lesbian, just from my interactions with her and what I know of her life. I'm so sure. So anyway, we were all standing in the lobby, and you know, my coworker said something else about the weight, and the potential lesbian out of nowhere was like, yeah, she turned into a video vixen. And at that point, it's like, what am I supposed to say to that? First of all, it's offensive because that's not anything that if you're aspiring to be a video vixen, don't let me crush your dreams. That is not a personal aspiration for me. It's not something that I want to do. So it's just a weird way to comment on somebody's weight. It's a very lesbian-esque way to me for somebody to, and so everybody kind of just was like uncomfortably going because nobody knew what to do. Nobody knew what to say. I was just like, no, not just eating. I'm not.
You know what dry snitching is?
Yes. Did I just dry snitch on her?
No. Dry snitching is, you know, kind of pointing out something in an unconventional way, like to somebody that could do something about it.
Yeah.
That was dry complimenting.
But no, because women don't do that. Niggas do that. Women will say, your ass looks amazing in those jeans. Where'd you get those jeans from? We do that. There's no need to that dry compliment shit is what y'all do, because you can't tell a guy like something nice and it not be weird. So we don't do that.
What if you feel like she a lesbian? She's 50% us. So wouldn't that be normal?
Yeah, I guess so. True. Touche. Yeah, it was just really,
because a man wouldn't be able to make that comment without it overtly being offensive.
Oh yeah, no,
but see, she made a comment that indicates that she is trying to speak positively of your shape, but she's saying it in a context that a man couldn't say it in. See, that's that lesbian gray area where they can do a whole bunch of different shit that men can't do.
Yeah. But it's just as uncomfortable. Like,
I ain't speaking on the comfort level, but at the end of the day, she had the best intentions of making that comment. What she wanted you to do is come in and say, you know what? I heard that little video vixen comment you made.
I try to avoid her, like, and sometimes she'll come. I have like where I sit in my office for my sessions, I have a chair by the door so that if I need to leave or if I need to get the fuck out because somebody like flips out, I can exit quickly. And so, but it's not. And then I have my desk, and I always sit at my desk, and sometimes she'll just come sit in my office and want to have a conversation, and we don't have nothing in common about to have a conversation. So she come in and talk about the most mundane shit just to be in my fucking office and shit. Like, she just weirds me out. But the video vixen thing, it was just like, who says that to somebody?
Is she attractive?
No.
She look like Manny Fresh?
She does not. She's like I think she would be a butch lesbian I think okay, so she's older. I think that she's still of that that generation that, you know, it just wasn't okay. And you ain't finna live your truth type shit. She's never been married, never had any kids, don't date, but I always talk about getting married in context of marrying a man. But it's like, well, bitch, you ain't trying to. And she's not gonna have kids because she's not having no kids. Like, she can't have kids at this point. That's how old she is. Mm-hmm. She can't have kids anymore. So I feel like she would be butch if she could be butch, but she can't be butch, so she's not.
Is butch offensive?
Masculine? Is that better? I don't know if it's offensive or not. If it is, I apologize. Masculine. If she could be masculine, she would be masculine.
I think it might be offensive, but I wouldn't say it anyway.
I didn't intend to offend. I'm gonna get into somebody else that said they didn't intend to offend. Actually, that move us right on into to Offset.
You said you had your story. You said you had a story before a story. Was this?
That was the story before the story about me being called a video vixen.
But Offset was the story.
I had a story before my story. My first story is Offset.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah. So Offset. First of all, and I know Chris, because I know you listening, I know you're gonna have some shit to say, because every time I talk about Offset, you have something to say. And not Chris across the seas, Chris, but light skinned Chris here in America.
Who's across the seas, Chris? Talking about Michael?
Why did I think his fucking name was Chris?
I don't know.
Sorry, Mike. So just Chris then, because now it doesn't matter. I don't have anything against Offset. I don't really give a fuck about Offset or Migos. That, again, I feel like mumble rap was not made for me, and so I don't knock it because I don't feel like it was made for me, so I just don't give a fuck about it. But how stupid he is does bother me. So apparently he had a line in a song that people found offensive and were calling it homophobic. Here's the thing that I think it's important for people to remember about rap. It's a lot of homophobic shit that's said. It's a lot of misogynistic shit that's said. That's what happens. Like, I think you gave the example earlier when we were talking about Eminem being like one of the greatest rappers ever, and a lot of his shit been homophobic as fuck. Like, it.
Eminem, what Eminem said? He said, "Hey, I'm Versace. Look, somebody shot me, and I was just checking the mail. Get it? Checking the mail." Like, he been doing that shit his whole career. Like,
it happens. It just, so I feel like, so let me say what the line was. It was in a song, Boss Life. He I guess he had a feature. Wait, who the fuck is YFN Lucci? I don't know any of these people. Anyway, he had a feature on a song. So this is not a Migos song. This is him featuring on a song. The lyric was, "I cannot vibe with queers." That is important because instead of him just not saying shit and letting this shit like ride, like the wave go down, because it will, you know, they'll move on and not give a fuck, he decided that he was going to say something. Now, the first thing that I'm going to read is his actual response that he typed out himself. And you know how I know he typed it out himself? Is because the shit is incomprehensible. I'm just going to read it and y'all do with it what you will. Trying to make me out to be a homophobic. I'm a whole gangster. I don't even speak on sexuality. The definition ain't even that. Trying to make it about gays. I work with them all the time at events dealing with fashion, TV shows. I wasn't gonna speak on it, but I see so many dumb ass motherfuckers on here talking about shit they don't know. I'm not against nobody. Your choice in life. I have fans that love my music. I don't discriminate, and I don't speak on politics or sexuality. The actual meaning, I'ma post it from Google. I do not judge people. I've been in front of the real judge, and they judge me and sentence me. I'm here to bring people together with fun music. I apologize to anybody offended by the word queer. I was not referring to sexuality. I was referring to my reality. I'm not hanging around people that want to post me and stalk me. Sorry, it was taking the wrong content. Only God can judge. I don't. Now, probably was hard for you to decipher that. So essentially what he is saying, his fallback excuse is queer has a lot of definitions. And I wasn't using the definition of queer as it relates to people of the LGBTQ community. I was saying queer as in, like, you know, people you have to watch, suspicious folks. Here's why that don't make no sense. the line again is, I cannot vibe with queers. Queers in that use of the word is you talking about a person or a group of people, not a weird feeling, motherfucker. So miss me with that. Like, it would have been better for you just not to say anything. And again, I don't give a fuck about Offset or being offended by his music, but don't insult my intelligence when you are not intelligent enough to insult my intelligence. Like, that is not, you use the word queer to as it relates to the LGBTQ community. You did. I'm sorry. You're full of shit. So that was his first response. That was actually written.
First off, let me say that he channeled every single bit of that C- that he used to get in English to make that. That is probably the first time that he's made a paragraph. Let's just be clear about that. Okay.
And it was misspelled, like definition. It was not, he did not spell definition right.
And he said, I'm a whole gangster.
Yes.
Are there like fractions of gangster out here? Like, when did they start considering like a fourth of gangster and a 3/4 of a gangster out here?
So am I a fourth gangster? Can I say that? Can I use
ain't
that
no
as my...
gangster.
Damn
Hell
it.
no.
You not going to give me the fourth?
No.
Not a eighth?
What?
A 16th?
First of all, I don't know what would be the defining factor of qualifying as a gangster. I don't know what would be the quantifiers of that.
Yeah.
Or the qualifiers. So I don't know what he think a gangster is. I mean, have he seen All the Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood like 10 times a piece, Juice, and that make him a gangster or something? Have he shot people? Because some people say that's what make you a gangster.
Some people do say
You know,
that.
I mean, actually being a gangster to me just consists of making bad life decisions.
Yes.
That's just what it seemed like gangsters do. It's like,
Yeah.
but I don't think a lot of them know what the actual best decisions are. So they making decisions based off of what honor and loyalty and all this other shit is in the context of how you interact with people.
Yes.
But like, so I ain't no kind of gangster by my definition. I don't know what his definition is.
Well, he said that
But regardless of what his definition is, he's a whole one of them.
he's a whole one of them. He is not a homophobic,
He's not a homophobic.
which is not the correct use of that word. He's not a homophobe. He can't be a homophobic because it's not the correct use of that word. Anyhow, so then his next response obviously was not fucking. I think he wrote some shit and gave it to somebody who can read, and then they wrote this based off of what he gave them. He posted the definition of queer, and he posted the adjective definition of queer. Now, for anybody that does not understand the English language, and part of the reason why English is one of the most difficult language for people who don't speak English to learn is because a lot of our words got about 2011 different meanings, okay? That in 2011 different uses. The same word can be a noun, a verb, a adjective. It could be a number of things given the context, depending on the context in which you use the word. So he's saying that he was using this definition of queer, strange or odd. Now, again, the lyrics said he don't vibe with queers. You don't vibe with strange or odd?
Maybe he don't vibe with stranger odd motherfuckers.
No. That's not. First of all, now let me read.
He shouldn't have used the word he didn't know no way.
But so I'm gonna read why he used queer. And that is even more hilarious. So this is the second explanation. I didn't write the line about gay people. I have said before since these issues that I got love for all people. My passion for fashion has led me to a lot of gay people around me who I have mad respect for. And we are very cool. So I'm not in a place where I'm hating like that. When I wrote that, I was thinking of words that could rhyme with the others. Here, leer, solitaire, bear. So he only use queer because it rhymes. It rhymed with the words he was already using, which is again one of my issues with mama rap and why that shit ain't for me. You just rhyming words, motherfucker. Like my niece can do that. Anybody who has learned words and know how they sound can do that. But neither here nor there. And I saw this definition about her having a queer feeling. She was being watched, and it fit what I was thinking about a stalker. Creepy paparazzi situation. To me, that queer, I don't mean someone who's gay. I mean lame people who film you, post it, and stalk you. Lingo that means strange or odd. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm offended. I offended anybody. He did not write that second one. He had somebody else. They based it off of what he gave them, but he ain't write that. But Offset, it'd have been better for you just not say nothing, bro. Just cause it's nobody gonna care. Next week, if we're still here and Bush hadn't fucked us, sorry Bush.
Damn.
Trump hadn't fucked us. Nobody gonna give a shit about this line. Like, he could have not said nothing. He should have not said nothing. But all that showed me is that he is as stupid as I thought he was for wearing 3 watches at one time. I feel validated in my opinion that he's an idiot now, because now I have more evidence supporting that theory.
If you heard any of his music, you would know before the 3 watches that he might be somebody that will wear 3 watches one day.
Yes. True.
You listen to his music, you might know that if he were forced to give a public comment about something, that it may not go over so well. You know, I'm pretty sure that even if he drew or wrote a paragraph a day with that C- in that C- English class he was in, I'm almost certain that he'd only comprehend 25% of it.
True.
Comprehension is very important.
It is very important. And you can't, that's the problem with just rhyming words together and you don't know what the fuck they mean. Don't do that. You look it up first.
Maybe he did look it up. Maybe he did look it up first and then he used it, and he legitimately didn't understand the sexuality based context of the word queer and only used it to mean odd or strange.
So does he think that he's going to start this thing where queer is going to be used to refer to odd or strange again? Because right now, only time I hear somebody use queer is as it pertains to a queer person. Don't nobody say, I've got a real queer feeling that this isn't going to go well.
He should have known that word exists in the context of sexuality.
It's on the end of their fucking, it's LGBTQ. Like, what the fuck?
He probably can't even say that. He probably can't even say those 5 letters next to each other. I just think it would be hard for him.
It probably would be hard. Chris is going to hate this. Is it a word? He be trying to say it like a word. That's how they sound. It is. Chris is gonna hate this whole part because he is a Migos. But that's it. I just had to make fun of Offset because I just thought that was really fucking funny. And that first thing that I read, he like put on Snapchat. So he typed that himself on his phone. And you can tell that he typed that himself on his fucking phone because it was illiterate as fuck. So there you go.
You know, I feel like I don't listen to Migos. I don't know their music. I can't say.
The only thing that I know is the one that was really popular, that very first song that it played forever. I can't even remember what it was right now, but.
Well, I like Childish Gambino, and Childish Gambino liked the Migos enough to put him in his show Atlanta, which will be coming back March 1st, everybody. I want to let you know. But I don't listen to them. I don't know them, but I know that what I know of them, they make more sense as cartoon characters than as humans.
Yeah.
Like, they would make a lot of sense as cartoons. If they like had their own Ed and Eddie show, that would make more sense. That would make more sense than what the current shit is. Which is them existing. And there's a lot of rappers like that. Lil Yachty.
Oh my God.
21 Savage. A lot of these people would just make more sense.
Bad and Bougie.
As cartoon characters.
That is the only Migos song that I know. And that is because of Donald Glover, also known as Childish Gambino. Bad and Bougie is the only one of their songs. I done heard so my phone connects to my car really slowly, and I have my radio set on 95.7. So it's something that's palatable, and while I'm waiting for my phone to automatically connect. So I done heard Motorsport because it's been on the radio. That's it though. That's literally my only reference to Migos music at all. It's Bad and Bougie and Motorsport because that's on the radio right now, and it plays sometimes in my car while I'm waiting to listen to music I actually give a fuck about as my phone connects. So yeah, I just really wanted to talk shit about Offset because it's fun.
I also want to throw in there that the gentleman that she is referring to is named Leroy Ketchum, and his co-host Rockman 3K3
That's
on the
right.
Nerd Plate podcast.
Yes.
It's a new podcast. It's
Shout
a couple
out.
of cats
Yes.
talking nerd stuff, and they know their stuff. You want to know about games and anything related to the nerd world, check out their podcast.
Yes.
Can't Sleep also on Government Name Podcast. Holler at them cats providing the social commentary.
Indeed.
So
But yeah.
I wanted to throw them out there.
That made a lot of sense. I don't know him as Leroy, so I'm still Chris. I don't give a shit if you don't like that I'm talking about Offset. Fuck
Leroy
him.
Ketchum. So Aziz Ansari. You know Aziz Ansari.
I do.
Like clockwork, I guess. This was going to be the natural evolution of the sexual assault dialogues. Okay. So we know that Me Too and sexual assault is going on all over the country. With Aziz Ansari, an anonymous woman released a whole dating experience that she had with him. And she got receipts and text messages. It's evident that the meeting happened. But her explanation was she met him at a party, exchanged numbers. He called her back the next day. They chose to go on a date. They went on a date, had a decent date, went back to the apartment, engaged in some sexual communication and contact, which was him giving her oral sex, her giving him oral sex, him doing some weird stuff by putting his fingers in her mouth or something like that. And it's a whole story. And then at the end, her getting in her Uber saying that, you know, she cried on her way home and communicated to him that she didn't enjoy that experience. So where the debate comes in at is this a Me Too situation? Because to the world, it sounds like she had a date that she didn't like.
Yeah.
And then she had a sexual interaction that she didn't like. So a lot of people are saying, hey, use your words. Know that you don't like being in this situation and leave. Because the component that's missing in this is him asserting himself on her. What it sounds like to a lot of people is he's just a weird ass, kooky ass dude.
Who the fuck that knows who Aziz Ansari is don't know? Like, I would assume it makes perfect sense that he want to put his fingers in somebody's mouth. That makes perfect fucking sense to me.
I mean, he looked like he wouldn't know shit about how to have an appropriate sexual interaction with somebody.
Does.
He just doesn't. You know, that's not an excuse if somebody is asserting themselves on you like that.
Yeah.
But if that person thinks that what they're doing is okay, without you verbalizing that it's not, what do you do?
Cause I would have got up and left. Like, no, you're not gonna put your fingers in my mouth, you fucking weirdo. I would have left. Like, I think you have to be very careful about situations that you might regret later because you just didn't like it, as opposed to situations that you feel like you were forced into. Like, if you agreed to let him put his fingers in your mouth, and after he did it, it was kind of gross, which I would imagine it would be. That is not the same as him forcing himself apart. You agreed to try it, I guess, and it didn't go well. That does not mean that he's done something wrong. It just means he's a weird fucking little dude. That is exactly what I would expect from a date. I would not go out with Aziz Ansari for that reason. For that exact reason, because I feel like some weird shit like that would happen. He looks like he would do that.
Now, the other side of the debate is that Aziz Ansari, having amassed all the fame that he has, does that power component exist? Like, she's not in his career field, so as opposed to Louis C.K., those comedians could have been influenced by his influence, versus that not having that in this dating situation.
Because of that's going to lead to problems for every man that is made a success in his industry. Then if he dates, talks to, goes out with, engages with somebody who might be in his industry but not where he is, and shit don't go well, I mean, that's not going to always be an indicator of you were forced to do it or you felt like you had to so that you could further your career. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think you have to be very careful. This does not sound like a Me Too situation to me. It doesn't.
I mean, I guess the only component that I can think of is kind of being starstruck.
Even that is a choice. Like,
I mean,
you know how many groupies fuck rappers and probably regret that shit immediately after when they get put the fuck out of the room, as I would imagine most rappers do with groupies. I don't think that is a power element. That's because power, I guess, that only matters if you're a fan of Aziz Ansari. Like, that's not going to be every woman again, she wasn't even in his industry, but even let's just say she was in his industry, that's still not going to be every woman in his industry. Like, I would not be starstruck by Aziz Ansari. I mean, I think it'd be cool to see him, but
and the story doesn't indicate that she's been a fan.
No,
I mean, the story indicates that she knows who Aziz Ansari is and that he won a Golden Globe Award for his show Master of None, but she doesn't indicate that she's been a fan and that she's been hoping to get with him in that way. So to me, it sounds like a regular date with two people that met, that exchanged number. One just happened to be in a better place in their career than you are at your career.
Yeah.
And so the question becomes, how far do we go down? I won't want to call it a rabbit hole, but how far do we go with it? I mean, because I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
And a lot of people talked about they talk about a slippery slope. I don't give a fuck about the slippery slope dialogue if it's used to subdue, you know, where you naturally need to go with conversation. But it starts with sexual assault or people who actually assault.
Yeah.
Then it goes to the perception of sexual assault that may or may not have happened, you know, in which, you know, we still give women credence for that. And then it goes to the accidental, the man don't really know, or conditioning. And then it goes to, you know, shit like
this.
I just didn't like my date. And so in hindsight, it was a bad situation.
Yeah. And I feel like that part of it, I think, is we as women have to take on that part of it. I think you have a responsibility to the Me Too movement, and you have a responsibility to women who actually are in these situations to not use this movement as a way, because now people are talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a responsibility not to use this to benefit yourself, or not to use this to bring attention to yourself when you did not actually go through this. I think that responsibility is on us as women. You have to make sure that you are doing this for the right reason and that you actually were a victim of a situation. This is just a fucked up date. You know, I went out with a pharmacist. Amazing date. He was weird as fuck. Weird as fuck. I went out with him a couple of times. And on the, you know, as I was trying to like get out of seeing him anymore, and it was a pain in my ass, I immediately regretted going out with him in the very beginning, because I was like, he looked like he was gonna be fucking weird and it looked like it was gonna be some bullshit, and I should have never went out with this motherfucker. But that was not a Me Too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I chose to go out. I chose to keep going. I chose to try to find a diplomatic way of like ending it, because I could have ghosted him. I didn't want to be an asshole, so I was trying not to do that. But none of that had shit to do with him. That was all my decision and how I decided to proceed with it.
And she seemed to be more upset with the idea that he wasn't getting her nonverbal cues as to when he should have stopped or when she was uncomfortable.
Say no.
Everybody
no.
Everybody don't get those cues.
And he's an awkward. Again, the fact that we're talking about him and not like Liam Hemsworth or like somebody that you feel like has been with enough women or that has had enough interactions that he might get some verbal. Aziz Ansari does not seem like he would get even the most basic of social cues sometimes, let alone when he's like in an intimate situation. So use your words. Say no. I will get up and fucking leave. I've done that. I will fucking leave. Now, if you try to keep me from leaving and bar me from leaving, that's a whole nother problem.
Yeah, saying no and it turning into sexual assault is different.
But
I'm never saying no,
yeah,
letting whatever transpire, nope, and then regretting it at the end. You know, nope, like it could have, if you would have said, hey, I don't like what you're doing, I'm about to leave if you keep going down this path.
I'd have slapped his head.
If he keep doing it, now we got sexual assault. If he don't let you leave, now we got sexual assault. But if it's a matter of this man just might absolutely not have known anything about what was going on, then that like it's up to you to communicate that, especially if you're hinging upon nonverbal cues to make things known.
Put their fingers in somebody's. Like, as soon as he, like, started reaching, I'd have been slapping his... what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'd have been slapping his hands. Like, no.
Over my history of interaction with women put their fingers in your mouth.
Why?
The first girl I dated, that shit was weird. But she did it. And she wasn't the first. She's not the last.
Why would you put your hands in somebody's mouth?
I don't know.
What the fuck point is...
I mean, I
don't understand people. But
maybe the only relationship his weird, awkward ass ever had, she liked little kooky ass shit that he's carrying over now, and he don't know that is not weird. Like, you only really do what you know that has been done.
Yeah. I mean, but what I'm saying is, he would have known. Like, I'm not gonna let you just put your fucking fingers in my mouth. Like, I'm not gonna just let that shit happen. Like, no. Again, I've been slapping. It would have looked like a comedy bit because what the fuck are you doing with your hands? Like, no, that's stupid. I'm not gonna sit and let that happen. Like, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Honestly, you're not gonna let a whole bunch of shit happen.
No.
And then get in the Uber and be like, damn. Why the fuck?
Nope.
What happened?
And honestly, at the finger part, even if after I got him to stop, I would have been like, you know what? It's getting late. I'm gonna call this Uber and I'm just gonna go. Like, I don't want to know what else surprises reside behind the fingers in the mouth. So I'm just gonna go. You know, great meeting you, but I gotta go. But yeah, like, use your words. If you're not comfortable with something, say that. I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't give a fuck. Again, she didn't say she was a fan. Even if you are a fan, I don't give like who am I a huge fan of? Idris Elba. I wouldn't let Idris Elba put his fingers in my mouth. It's just fucking weird. I'm sorry, it's fucking weird. And I'm a huge fan of his. Now, I probably wouldn't leave Idris Elba like I would have left Aziz Ansari, but I still would have. No, what are you doing? Who does that? Like, no. You have to tell people when you're not comfortable with something and give them an opportunity to address your discomfort. But if you don't ever say nothing, I'll tell you no in a heartbeat. Nope. Sorry. That's weird.
Yeah, man, don't deal with shit you don't like. In the past, I dated somebody who I had to let them know that them kissing them is like fucking trying to avoid getting bit by a vampire. It's like, damn, I'm tasting blood right now. I don't know which one of our fucking gums or lips is tender as shit, but I taste blood. And I know your ass tastes it too, so you must be okay with it. Because you are trying to eat my fucking lips and gums and all that shit. Let a motherfucker know that you're not comfortable with the shit that goes on.
Yeah, you have to give people a chance to address your issues. You can't just like not say shit and then be like, well, they did this.
And if you continue to taste blood, you get to say, okay, it's over. Go find a fucking vampire ass nigga to date. It ain't me.
Oh, Jesus. That's hilarious.
But I do want to add, I don't want this to be a slippery slope in the context that, because I know men will use this as a slippery slope to subdue women.
And that's why I say it's women's responsibility, because we know that will happen. We know it's niggas waiting in the wings, waiting to do that shit. So again, it's our responsibility not to do shit like this, because it invalidates in the minds of men like that the entire movement, and it invalidates a lot of claims that are legit. So we have a responsibility to not fuck that up. Use your words, if they ignore your words, that's a different situation. But don't be thinking that people are gonna get your Jedi mind shit and gonna know that you don't like something. Just fucking tell them no.
But men also, because a situation exists where a woman had a dating experience that she did not like, that does not mean that anything that you fucking do in a date that the woman don't like equates to a bad sexual experience or a bad dating experience. There's some shit you can do that is sexual assault, that is sexual battery, that will get you fucked up, and that should get you fucked up if you do it. You gotta fucking treat people like they supposed to be treated.
Yep.
And, you know, get you some consent. Good old consent. Love having me some consent for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, all around the clock.
Since we're talking about niggas getting themselves fucked up, let's talk about Kodak Black. Kodak Black is another one of these rappers that I don't really give a fuck about. And as far as his music is concerned, I don't care. Again, he ain't for me. I don't know not one Kodak Black song. Or if I do, I didn't know it was him. Let me just say that.
You know, Cardi B song Bodak Yellow is named because of Kodak Black.
Why?
Because she said that she liked a song that he did that have her similar rhyme pattern in that song, and his name is Kodak and her name is Cardi B, so she put Bodak on front of it, and she's yellow, so she called it Bodak Yellow.
That is the stupidest explanation for the naming of a song I've ever heard.
Tell me about it.
I feel stupider for knowing it now. What the fuck? Okay, so Kodak Black stay in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. Let me just say this, black folks. I love y'all. You my people. What I need for y'all to do for me in 2018, please, please, please stop this free such and such shit. If such and such is doing fucked up shit, such and such need to be locked up. I don't give a fuck who they are. Stop saying free my nigga such and such. If your nigga such and such is out here kicking midgets in the teeth, like such and such need to be locked up. Little people? Is midgets offensive? Is it little people?
Midgets is offensive.
Little people. Kicking little people in the teeth. He needs to be locked up. Like, stop doing that shit. Because people like, free Kodak Black. Let me tell you what Kodak Black did.
Well, let me just say first before you go there, is that Kodak Black is the most appropriately named rapper based on how fucking black he is.
Yes.
I just want to say that he is black as hell.
He's also the one that has an issue with like dark skinned black women. It's like, bitch, I'm still lighter than you.
Like, you look like the black piece of construction paper, bro. Don't be picky out here.
How you gonna tell me something wrong with me and I'm still lighter than you? Kiss my ass. But so he got 7 charges. Before I get into what these 7 charges are, I learned what his real name is, and it fucked me all the way up.
What is his real name?
Dayusan Octave.
Dayusan Octave.
Yes.
Dayusan Octave.
Yes. That is his name.
Is Octave his last name?
Yeah. That's from his father.
So it's a whole family of octaves?
Yes.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, I know what an octave is, but I don't know octave.
So how you know it ain't octave?
Because it's not, octave isn't spelled like that, is it?
If it's not, why would you say I know what octave is?
Because it's very close.
You making me question whether octave spelled wrong or right.
What the fuck? Now I gotta look up octave. Maybe it is spelled like that. I don't think it is.
The octaves.
You know what? It might be. No.
You got an I or A?
No, it is. It's all octave. His name is
could be
Dayusan Octave or Octave. One
I
of
don't
them.
know. I feel like it should be Octave. I feel like
But
his family can't be that
Dayusan-
smart. If his family is smart, it gotta be 3 generations away. Because apparently his parents named him that weird ass shit.
Dayusan. DieUson. Dayusan.
So his parents ain't that smart.
No.
Okay. And not only that, but they raised him. So they at least ain't the smart ones. I mean, depending on what his parents' names are, his grandparents could have been the intelligent ones that just failed their kids and grandchild.
Yeah.
You know, but if they got last name like octaves, the original slave master who owned his family was at least some motherfucking ballers out here. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Dayusan.
Dayusan. It reminds me of Dyson. Every time I say it, I don't know why it makes me think of Dyson, the vacuum cleaner company. Anyhow, so I'm gonna list off these 7 charges that this nigga has, and then this is again, and I'm listing these charges because I want y'all to understand why I said we got to stop with this free such and such shit. This is what Kodak Black did. He has 1 charge of grand theft of a firearm. He has 2 charges of a possession of a weapon by an adult felon. As a felon, you're not supposed to have a weapon. Don't know if you people know that. Possession of cannabis over 20 grams and synthetic cannabis over 3 grams. Child neglect without great bodily harm. Probation violation or community control. Robbery, no gun. I don't know what he
How
used.
you rob somebody without a fucking gun?
So robbery and burglary. The difference between those two is burglary. You burglarize somebody's home when they're not there. Robbery is an act of force in taking it. Didn't necessarily have to be a gun. I guess you could like whoop somebody's ass and take it. You still robbed them, even if the gun wasn't present. So he might have just stomped somebody out for the kicks. I don't know. And then the last charge is fleeing, eluding. You know, he ran when they was trying to arrest his black ass. So, having said all that, don't say free Kodak Black, cause this ain't shit that was unavoidable, right? When you get a felony charge, they tell you, as the rest of the United States knows, that as a felon, you cannot have a firearm, my nigga. You cannot. So that was avoidable. I don't know how the fuck he was neglecting his child. That's avoidable because you got money. So why, what? There's no reason why that should be happening. Whoever the fuck you was robbing, again, why? Didn't have to. Like, none of this is shit that, like, people are just doing to him. He doing this shit to himself. So why are y'all out here talking about free Kodak Black? Like, get the fuck out of here. No.
I think you misconstruing what free Kodak Black means. I think they're trying to give him away. And he is free of charge. Like, free Kodak Black.
Come get him.
Yeah. Come get this motherfucker. Free Kodak Black. Come get him because we don't want him no more.
That would make more sense.
He's just another person that makes more sense to me as a cartoon character instead of a real human.
This is the dude that looked like a pickaninny. And I know that is horrible to say. He looks like a pickaninny. He looks like a motherfucking pickaninny. Mm-hmm. Why would you want to look like... Why would you purposefully? He does his hair like on purpose. He looks like a pickaninny.
I mean, that's how hair look these days.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what kids
My
do.
hair doesn't look like that. You don't have hair, so yours doesn't look like anything.
I'm overcompensating for my beard. With
Your
my beard.
You could do this with your beard, couldn't you?
I wouldn't.
But you could.
I'm intelligent. I'm not a human cartoon character either.
Somebody in the people see, and these are the people who are his fans. Because somebody in the comments under this story said, "What is a WEP? WEAP? That is short for weapon." Because when you look at somebody's record, they don't type out all of the words because, especially when the shit is long, weapon charges are usually long. So they, context clues tells you that POS is possession of weapon or ammo. Ammo lets you know that WEP is probably weapon, which is gun. Like, context clues, motherfuckers. What you mean? What is
We
a
already
WEP?
talked about these folks
I
and their
know.
comprehension.
I know.
And Kodak Black didn't even pass English. I'm at least giving Offset a C-. Kodak Black did not pass no kind of English. So I don't assume his fans is probably here passing English. So they only looking at them terms in terms of like shorthand. Like POS is piece of shit.
I don't,
We up is we eat all the pork. I mean,
what is WEP? Like, really?
they be
You
like,
typed
pork
it?
is delicious. I don't know why it's on his police report though, but it's good.
It's just ridiculous, yo. Like, anyway, Kodak Black is set. He got 7. He already got a felon, so whatever. He gonna be what he need to be.
Yep. In jail.
Yes.
Not making music.
Yep.
But whatever.
Whatever.
So, sex dolls.
Oh, Jesus.
They have been making some hyper realistic sex dolls out here. Like, they look extremely real. They are like a silicone based, like, hybrid of different materials, but they look real. And lately, if you've been on social media, you've probably been seeing memes and pictures as it pertains to those dolls, including women talking about a sex doll can't cook meals for you and can't do all this and all of that, and men talking about, well, y'all don't do none of this, none of that anyway, so yada yada blah blah blah. The question I was gonna ask is, do you think that it will come a time where sex dolls will replace some women?
No.
As the extreme version of this dialogue seems to imply.
No. 'Cause first of all, let me just say this. I do not feel a need to join in on this back and forth, because any motherfucker that, first of all, let's not act like the quality, this high-tech version of a sex doll, you gonna drop a lot of money to get this. And somebody that would do that ain't nobody I would be fucking dating anyway, to be honest. So I don't give a fuck. Sex doll it up, my nigga. It does not matter to me. Niggas are not going to pay however much, I don't know how much the sex doll, no, there's not going to be a time where those dolls replace us, because the fear that that's going to happen means that the only use for a woman is the holes, and we can just do that with the doll, so we don't need y'all no more. Like, no, I don't think that will ever be the case. And the people that would purchase a sex doll, I don't care. I wouldn't date you anyway, so purchase on, have fun.
I think the sex dolls really cater to a population of people who are socially isolated and don't see any hope or future in meeting with somebody. And so they use the sex dolls in order to have some companionship sexually.
That's just creepy. Get a dog.
It's
but
like,
don't have sex with the dog.
Creepy is, I hate to say pitiful.
It's creepy to me.
I just hate, I hate, if that's the case, I hate that there are pockets of people in our society that are so withdrawn that this is their last resort to feel like they having some kind of contact with people.
There was an episode of My Strange Addiction, maybe, where there was a guy, I think he was an Asian man, who had because this was some years ago that I don't even think I was living in Birmingham at the time, so this is over 4 years ago, but he has like a collection of dolls. Not quite to what I've seen with this new wave, but that were pretty detailed dolls. He gives them all names. He dresses them all every day. He puts them all in pajamas every day, and then at night he chooses the one that he's gonna like have in his bed with him. Like he has like a whole fucking ritual around these, and he had like, I want to say he had like 10 plus of these dolls that he's like spent his money, and he like, he peruses and is always looking for his next member to his, I don't even know what you would call that because they're not living people, so his collection, the newest member to his collection, and it was just really sad. Like, it was just very sad watching this man interact with these dolls like it was a person. It was sad to watch. So I don't care. Again, anybody that would be interested in getting one of these dolls is not somebody that I would be wanting to date anyway. So I don't have it. I don't give a shit.
So you're dating a man, and y'all been dating a significant amount of time. Maybe you just moved in with him, or maybe you're about to move in with him, or he moving in with you. Y'all finna move in together. Mm-hmm. You find a big collection of porn. How do you respond?
It's Wednesday. Like, that, niggas have porn. I wouldn't not move in or he move in, whatever. I wouldn't not go forward with my plans because he got porn.
So
I expect niggas.
Is that, now I know there are contexts of how much porn he watching, all of that could be an issue, but it's
just the collection.
Is the general
itself.
Existence, a collection, and the fact that he watched porn generally an issue?
No, because niggas watch porn.
Okay, same situation.
Okay.
You do find that porn is not an issue.
Okay.
But maybe in his garage or somewhere, you find one of these lifelike silicone ass sex dolls.
That is a problem. And depending on how long we've dated, I won't necessarily like not date him anymore, but we definitely postponing this move, my nigga.
What if you find a low end sex doll, like a blow up doll?
That's still weird. That's like a step. Like, I can accept porn. Porn happens. People watch porn. When you feel a need to like, and I know that people are gonna be like, well, what's the difference between that and women having vibrators? It's not a person. That is a machine. A blow up doll. It's like weird. It's weird. It's the concept. They have like fake vaginas in like novelty stores. I could accept that a lot better than you going and paying all this money for like a live fucking that's weird. That is weird. That's creepy to me. That's the creepy part, is that you needed a person. It's weird. It's weird. And even if, I guess the real test would be if he was willing to get rid of the doll.
Let's say at this point he don't use the doll. I mean, he had it in the past and he still got it. He don't use it.
Get rid of it. If you can get rid of it, I don't know. I mean, I guess you toss it, because who wants to use sex dolls?
Somebody will.
Gross. If he's willing to get rid of it, that would make it better. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I wouldn't look at him differently after this. Like, I'm gonna look at you. It's something
that you have to get over.
It would be something that I would have to get over. It would be.
What if he didn't have, because they have some that are not a full person. It's just like a booty that's made of silicone. You kind of fill it up with water. It's like thick silicone. You fill it up with water so it jiggle. Like, so this is not a whole person, as is a dildo is not a whole person. It's just that sexual component. Are we still in the same place?
I guess it's better. It's still weird. It's just really weird. It's just really weird. The only thing that I would not be like, what the fuck, would probably be porn. Anything outside of that, I'm gonna be like, the fuck is this? What's going on?
I never buy a doll.
Porn I can accept.
I never buy any sex related toy for myself. It's just it's not necessary.
It's weird.
Flashlights and all that stuff.
Fucking AC blow. The only reason I know what a motherfucking flashlight is because I had an entire unwarranted, horrible conversation with him about flashlights. Only reason why I know what that is. Gross. Just gross. Anyway. Yeah, that's weird. But no, I don't. Sex dolls are not going to replace women. Because anybody that feels that way feel like the only usefulness of women is that aspect, and fuck you. That's how some people.
That's how some men treat women anyway.
But you know what? Those men do need to go get your own doll and just live it up with your doll.
They not. They gonna get women and just treat them like a doll.
Just go get you a doll.
I mean, they should, but they not.
You know,
because a doll can't go and get you something to drink.
I ain't gonna get your ass nothing to drink. But
what them dope dudes want to talk to you?
Exactly. Touche.
They gonna talk to somebody who would get up and go get them something to drink.
Fuck out of here. So yeah, okay. Okay. So I don't want to spend too much time on this. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian had their baby via surrogate. It's a little girl. Everybody was awaiting, what they were going to name them, because first we got Northwest and then we got Saint West. And so everybody was like, oh, what are they going to name the kid? Chicago West is what they named this poor child. And a couple of things. Chicago to me is not a feminine name. That is not a name. It's not a unisex name, and it's not a feminine name. It is not a name that I would attribute to a little girl. Anytime I hear Chicago used as a name, it takes me back to Poetic Justice with Guy Torry, character Chicago, who brushed his fade the whole fucking movie until Regina Hall, they kicked him out the mail truck. That's anytime I hear Chicago as a name, that's the only thing, the reference that I have to make. And I just, I knew it was going to be something stupid. The kid won't have to work, so I guess it's fine. Her name is Chicago, whatever.
I wonder what their middle names are.
I don't think they have middle names.
Really? That's rude.
Well, and the thing is, they don't call North North. They call her Nori. I think Saint, they do call Saint. And Chicago is gonna be Shy. They not gonna call it Chicago, get in here. Like, they not gonna do that. They're gonna shorten that down to Shy, I would imagine. She gonna be called Shy. She not gonna be called Chicago. The same way North ain't called North. They call her Nori. Stupid ass. Like, just these names.
How
like,
many states have got kids? Kids got state names. I know
A
we
lot.
got Denver.
Alabama.
I seen Alabama.
Yeah. Not Texas doesn't have, but like Houston, Austin. They're more city names, I think, than state names.
Montgomery.
There's somebody. Is that
Montgomery? You know one of them fancy ass names.
Oh yeah. I always think of Mr. Burns, Montgomery Burns.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's more city names than state names.
Yeah.
But and some people are pissed off because they said that, Kanye from Chicago, but he ain't gave a fuck about Chicago for a very long time, and now he want to name his child after the city he couldn't give less of a fuck about. I don't know nothing about that. Don't really care. I knew it was gonna be something stupid. North, grew on me. I accepted it. I still don't like it, but I accepted it. I never really gave a fuck about Saint. Chicago, again, I just feel like it's gonna get whittled down to Shy, and ain't nobody gonna be calling their child Chicago. I think of the character from Poetic Justice, and I think of the musical Chicago and the Cell Block Tango, because that's my favorite number from that musical.
I think a high crime rate, President Obama.
Yeah. I don't know, Kanye. But I will say, after the kid was born, somebody called a pit. He looked like homeless, but he was smiling. The first time I'd seen that nigga smiling in a while. So there was a picture floating around of Kanye smiling after the kid was born. I say he looked homeless, but that probably was his own line. He loved to make that hobo chic shit.
He probably just farted, felt good, smiled a little bit. God.
What is your next story?
Text exchange. Bro. So Shay talking about she want all the groomsmen to have a fade, so everybody can look clean cut in the pictures and everything. Response. So what are you asking? You want me to cut my dreads, which I've been growing for 7 years, to be in the wedding? Response. Yeah, bro, that's what she's saying.
And this goes back to all of my criticism of weddings. A wedding is about two people getting married. And those two people ask all of the people in their lives, and like they present it to you like it's an honor, but it's not. You spend a lot of money, it's a lot of unnecessary shit, and they want you to do shit like this. Like, you think that man gonna cut his dreads that he been growing for 7 years because you get married for one fucking day? For one day, he gonna cut his hair off? Y'all are crazy. That is stupid as fuck. That don't make no sense. Like, no. He would be stupid to do that. To cut his hair off just so that everybody can look uniform for her wedding pictures. Like, okay, well, so let me give you this is a solution that's gonna please everybody. I just won't be in the fucking wedding. How about that? She can go find her some clean cut person to be in there, because my dreads are staying. How dare you? Fix your mouth.
Utterly disrespectful.
It's disrespectful as fuck. How dare you fix your mouth to ask somebody to cut off hair that you know that they've been growing for a while. 7 years, his dress is pretty fucking long. So you know that this is something that obviously is important enough for him to have stuck with it this long. And because you have one fucking day where you marrying his friend, you think he gonna cut these dreads off. That is stupid and disrespectful. And I'd have cussed him out for even presenting me, because you should know me well enough that you should have told her that he ain't finna do that shit. You ain't finna get me cussed out. I can tell you now, he ain't gonna do it.
That was his way of saying that, if you don't want to be in the wedding, this your moment to get out.
And I'd have been like, I'm sorry.
My lady tripping, bruh. She want everybody to have fades.
I don't understand. Like, again, I don't really give a fuck about having a wedding.
How would that work for a nigga like me? You know what I'm saying? Like, You know, I want everybody to have fades. Well, I can't grow hair.
B-Jean, what is B-Jean, that black shoe polish shit niggas put on their head?
Hell no. You know they got them male wigs now, male weaves
They
now.
do. They make you get you a male weave.
I
Get
don't want
you a
no fake hot top fade.
Get you a nice little weave up there for the wedding, so she
I don't want
can.
no fake hot top fade for $600. I bet they cost a whole paycheck.
I'm sure they do, but her pictures have to be uniform. Like that's just how ridiculous weddings are. Like, I know that that's an extreme case, but like, to me, asking other people in your life to spend thousands of dollars, because sometimes that's the case. Like with these bridesmaid dresses, they're expensive as fuck. Cause you're getting married. Like, I don't understand that concept. That doesn't make sense to me.
What other people are spending thousands of dollars? You don't want to spend $1,000.
Who?
The people get married.
No, like,
Unless you traditionally got a family who gonna pay for your wedding.
no, the bride. See, niggas don't understand because y'all rent tuxes. They don't rent dresses. You have to buy those dresses. You have to pay for the alterations for the dress. I was a maid of honor in a wedding. I had to go get fitted. Then you have to go back and get fitted to make sure that you ain't, ate shit or lost weight, or you have to pay for all of those things.
But the wedding ain't for other people. It's the illusion that it's for other people. It's actually for yourself, with the smoke and mirrors being that it's for other people. It's to appease yourself, but guess it make you feel better to say we want y'all here as witnesses instead of saying.
But you could just say be here as witnesses instead of saying be here and spend money. Like, cause you can just have people come to the wedding. The idea of bridesmaids and groomsmen, you asking people to spend money, and depending on your person. My coworker decided that she had to have handmade dresses for her bridesmaids. So the lady who made the dresses lived in Atlanta. So everybody she had in her wedding had to go to Atlanta, get fitted for these dresses that were handmade. So I think the dresses for the bridesmaid, just the dresses, not getting your hair, the accessory, none of the other shit, were like $400 just for the fucking dress. Then y'all
you talking about being a part of the party.
Being part of the party is who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's the part I don't understand. Asking these people to spend all this motherfucking money because you get married. Like, why are people so comfortable? Or like saying, hey, you part of the party, you gonna be a groomsman, cut your dreads off because I need everybody to have fade, so we got to keep a clean cut look. Like, that is ridiculous. He ain't getting married. Y'all are. Why I got to cut my hair? That's crazy.
I'm going to... If I ever get married, and I plan on paying for everybody's stuff.
I feel like that's what you should do if you're gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like,
if you're important enough for me to want you to be a part of my wedding party, then I want you to ensure that you're there. If you don't want to be there, that's different. But if you can't be there because of financial, because I haven't been able to be in 2 weddings because I didn't have the money to do it.
And it's expensive.
If you wanted to be in the wedding, if I want them to be in the wedding, they're gonna be in it, and I'm gonna make sure that they're gonna be in it. But that being said, that's one of the reasons I don't really care that much about marriage, man. It just becomes, instead of a witnessing, it becomes a spectacle.
Yep.
It becomes something where you put yourselves on display to show people how you can put this thing together. And that idea, that concept ain't great to me.
That's why.
But what I would have been like is, listen, bro, let me tell you how I feel about this situation. I'm not cutting my hair. So if that means I can't be in your wedding party, then I won't be in your wedding party. But if I can't be in your wedding party because of my hair, I'm not coming to your wedding. And I'll tell you right now that if me not coming to your wedding will impact our relationship, then you need to thank your woman for that. Because the only way this all gonna work out is if I can be in this wedding party with my dreads. Otherwise, it was good knowing you, bro.
Because the stupid thing, people with especially with him, 7 years worth. I'm imagining 7 years worth of hair. Is a plenty of hair for him to have it done, arranged in a very neat way. I don't know why clean cut or clean is always equated.
No, now he might have some of them Florida dreads. He might have one big fat ass dread on the left side and one on 2-3 little ones on the right side, and you know how them Florida dreads be.
Well, if that's the case, I mean, but
it's about people make it about this. That's why I say it becomes a spectacle. If it was a witnessing, the most important component would be that people were there to see it, and people that were important to you were there to see it. But it becomes a spectacle because what becomes important to the people there is that it looked good and that it be the way that they want it to be.
And the pictures look good because it's got to do with the pictures. She want the pictures to look uniform and neat. So everybody need to have the same haircut. All the women gonna have to get the same haircut, like hairstyle. And when I was the maid of honor, the wedding that I was the maid of honor in, at the time I wasn't natural and I had a pixie cut. I had very short hair, and what she was wanting, the hairstyle she was wanting everybody to get, I ain't have enough hair to get, and I wasn't gonna pay to get weave put in my head for this shit. So I got my hair done, but I got my pixie cut. I don't even wear weave for myself. The fuck? No. So I had my pixie cut, and it was well done, but I had my pixie cut.
So I went to a wedding within the last few years, and one of the photographers for the wedding came up to me and said, I got a real good picture of you. You know, a couple of good ones. Just, I guess, from whatever angle they was at and wherever I was at, they felt like they had some good pictures. And I've been wondering about them pictures the whole time. And I was like, I don't know the etiquette, like, because I don't care about their wedding pictures. But I'm like, do y'all get all of the pictures or just the ones you like?
Well, it depends.
And is it appropriate to be like, hey, can I see the pictures that I'm in, you know, from y'all wedding photos? Because, you know, the photographer kind of came up and was like, hey, yeah, you.
It depends on the package that they got, because I have been a part of, and being a maid of honor, that was another thing. Being a maid of honor, there's added responsibility because you are responsible as the maid of honor for planning and setting up the bachelorette party. That's who does that. The bride don't. Like, it. You asking people to do a lot. The bridal shower, the bachelorette party, the bridal shower, and it was something else that I was responsible. Me and the matron of honor were responsible for it. And I was like, how is this an honor? I'm not honored, and I don't even like doing shit like this. Like, I was annoyed the whole time we was in at fucking Davis Bridal, because I was like, what dress I'm wearing so I could just get sized? They flouncing around looking at all these fucking dresses, and I was just like, what my dress so I can get sized and get the fuck out of here, because y'all doing a lot. I just came to get sized.
Another one of my friends originally asked me to be his best man, but when they had the wedding, they changed it up to somebody. Then after they had the wedding, he messaged me and said that he didn't realize that it was so many people that would have been salty had they been left out of the wedding party. He said, I know you the only person that would have been okay with not being in. And I was like, yes. I was like, damn, he know me way better than I fucking thought. Because he didn't know me at all when he asked me to be his best man. Because I was like, if I can avoid that shit, avoid that shit like the plague. Because all dressing up mean to me as a big hairy dude is I'm finna be hot for an extended period of time. And it ain't nothing to alleviate that hot. And I'm gonna be sitting around people and standing around people and doing a whole bunch of walking and shit.
Yeah.
That's all that shit mean to me.
I think the people, like my female friends, know me well enough to know that, oh, invite me. I will come. I will get y'all a wedding present. That's all I need. Like, if you trying to decide who needs to be in the party, it don't have to be me. Like, let me be last. Like, if you just have to have another person to even shit out, like, I'll do it. But like, by no means am I ever gonna get upset, because everybody know how I feel about weddings. So other than that, the friend that asked me to be the maid of honor, the maid of honor, was so random. We were like best friends in high school, but by this time, you know, we had gone to different colleges. We barely like talked to each other. I had never even met her fiance. Like, it was just very weird that she wanted me to be her maid of honor, and that she didn't have nobody closer in her life that would fit that role a little bit better. But I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. But so she didn't know me well enough to know that was not, it's not an honor to me. Like I see like Instagram posts of like people asking, you know, girls in there, like in these like cute little ways of like, will you be my bridesmaid shit? And I just, that, I would, you wouldn't get the response you would want. Let me say that. Like, my picture, it would be the same. I'd be like, yeah, okay, so, yeah, I can do it. Like, it wouldn't be like, oh my god, you want me to be in your, like, no, okay, yeah, just let me know when I need to be there for the fit and shit, and and what shoes, because everybody gotta have the same shoes, the same jewelry. It's just so much that goes into being a part of a wedding, and I just have no desire to do that. So if I can avoid having to have my own wedding, if I can find somebody who will be down with us going to the courthouse and just having a reception for our families and shit, I am with it. Where nobody has to pay for anything at all. Like, nobody ain't got to get no dress and none of that shit. I don't want to have to deal with that. So, yeah. Chicago was my last.
Well, the last thing I had was this girl in Alabama, this sorority girl at Alabama University, who got on a video and said, I'm from New Jersey and I'm in the South, so I can say whatever I want. And she just kept saying, nigga, 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 nigga. I can say what I want. They recorded that video, they released it, and that girl got expelled from Alabama.
Why does being in the South mean you can say what you want, bitch?
I don't know what in the hell she thought about the South.
Did you forget what decade it is, my nigga? Like, where you get that from? Have you not seen all these other people lose jobs and scholarships and all of this shit from them saying shit? Like, why would you think that?
I've also seen the intelligence level of people that play on shows like Jersey Shore and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's not really surprising that she would have that kind of overt personality that would do something like that.
Could have been a Snooki.
It also speaks on the, ignorance that other people have of the South. Acting like the South is just, there is a level of racism in the South, but it may speak to how much racism she fucking experienced amongst her Southern peers.
I'm sure.
It might be a ton of racism that she see with her peers.
Yeah.
And so she came out and was like, well, damn, it is cool.
Yeah.
I'm in the South now. All these other people racist.
But her
except the people in the
peers
South, they understand. We don't do this shit out loud. We do this shit in the silence. What is you doing?
Like, bitch, we do that in the sorority house. What is you doing? Like, no. Do that in the house when you with us. Don't put it out on social media, bitch.
What you doing? We have convinced some black people that all of us ain't racist. Why you putting us out there like that?
Stupid. I just don't understand people's mindset that do shit like that and then be surprised when bad shit. Like, again, at this point, nobody should do stupid shit like that and then be like, I lost my job? They kicked me out of school. Like, this has been going on a while now. Like, the odds ain't in your favor. Maybe you'll get away with it. Odds say no. Especially not when you at like a school as big in Alabama is one of the biggest schools, most well-known schools in the state of Alabama. Maybe if you was at a smaller college, you might have
in the United States now since winning these championships.
True. So
for so many years in a row.
Yeah. So maybe if she was at like a smaller, but you at Alabama doing this shit, like, girl, what? Just flabbergast me that you didn't think that something negative might come from this. Like, what the fuck?
So another part of this conversation that happens is some of the black civil rights activists from the university talked about how they don't necessarily agree with the expelling of the girl, because this is a teachable moment.
No.
And they were saying as an academic establishment, this was a moment to teach this person something.
No.
And this is the problematic dialogue that they get into. They get into the dialogue about subduing the First Amendment freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about it all the time where you're free from government prosecution of that speech, but you're not free from the consequences, and you're definitely not free from the social response that you will get from that thing.
Yep.
But
and companies, if pressure, they're not gonna choose you. I'm sorry. As special as you think you might be to that organization, if they gotta choose between our organization looking bad because of some stupid shit you say or letting your stupid ass go, they're gonna let your stupid ass go like that every time. Every time.
What I don't agree with is this idea that, the dialogue about snowflakes.
Yeah.
And I think that our society has come from a point where the majority, white people, have been able to say whatever they want so much that now that people who have just been dealing with their shit are starting to call them on it, they feel like what they were doing was normalized. And now they're being subdued, and you're trying to keep the First Amendment speech from being, at what point is First Amendment speech a problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, people act like you should be able to say what you want to be able to say, but you shouldn't say things that you shouldn't say.
Yeah. Pretty much. The teachable moment thing. Let me say this. I think that people have redeeming qualities. I think that people can change. The idea that you're going to be able to change the mind of every white person that feel like just saying nigga and doing stupid shit like that by sitting them down. Because the part of that doesn't make sense to me is, so there's this unspoken thing that, well, they don't know any better. Let's teach them. Let's talk to them about why that's not okay. That ain't the case. Not the case. I think that the teachable moment is for the students around her, that there are consequences for your actions, and sometimes the consequences are more than what you might want to pay. So you need to take into consideration the things that you say, how it affects others, and how it could potentially affect you. That's the teachable moment. Teachable moment already happened. She is the lesson. The lesson is not taught, and she's learned a lesson from this. Hopefully she learned not to say that shit. Like, don't record yourself saying that shit again, because I'm not delusional enough to think that she's gonna get kicked out of Alabama, go back to Jersey, and never say nigga again. Not the case. What she has learned is that you don't record yourself saying these things. Never leave evidence. Never leave evidence behind. But there is the teachable moment already happened. I feel like she is the teachable moment. You can say whatever you want to, but we have a right as a university to not want you representing our school. So you take your ass back to Jersey.
Well, I'm over this dialogue in America where they try to make it seem like people who tell white people not to say nigga or a whole bunch of different terms related to brown people, cultural appropriation. I mean, they've gotten away with doing whatever the fuck they want to do for so long that now that people calling them out, they're trying to make it seem like it's a problem on the point of the person calling them out about those things.
Yep.
You know, get over that shit. Our society and our country is fucking changing. We are a society where people are speaking up and they're more verbal and vigilant about what they don't want to happen to them. So, whatever.
Yep.
But anyway, that's all I got.
Alrighty.
Anything else on your mind?
Remy pissed in his crate.
Sounds like fun.
It wasn't, because don't know if you know, he's 50 pounds and his pee is very powerful. So it basically sounded like rain on a tin roof. And I was asleep, and that was what I woke up to, was him pissing loudly in his crate. I wanted to end his life. I did, because he knows better, and I'm not really sure why he peed in his crate.
Little peeing ass motherfucker.
Like, he peed so much and so loudly, like, it was horrible. Just like, shh. Like, laying in bed, and that's what you wake up to. Mm-hmm. Not my alarm clock. Him pissing. But that's the life of a dog owner, I guess, suppose.
Yep. No pets over here. Anyway, well, that's all you got until we come to the next conversation.
We out.
Holla.